The Narrative of Arthur Gordon Pym of Nantucket. Edgar Allan Poe. Young Adult Ailey Reader's Light. Copyright Ailey, 2013. Chapter 1. My name is Arthur Gordon Pym. People often ask me about my story. Now I am at home, in America. I can write my story. Some of the story is my diary. Some of the story I can remember. It is a story about the sea. Some people live, and some people die. This is my story. October 1825. My name is Arthur Gordon Pym. I come from Nantucket. Nantucket is a town in America. It's near the sea. People from Nantucket are often sailors. My grandfather is a lawyer. He's famous and he's very rich. I'm very happy. I'm only 18 years old, but I have a small boat. Its name is the Ariel. I often go sailing on the Ariel, near Nantucket. I am a good student, and I have a dream. I want to go to sea. I often talk to my father about my dream. Father, I want to go to sea. I know, boy, he always says. But no, you can't. You can't go to sea. Your grandfather doesn't like the sea. You must study. You must be a lawyer. You must help your grandfather. I have a very good friend. His name is Augustus. He's a very happy boy. He's 20 years old, and he often goes to sea. His father is the captain of a ship, the Grampus. Augustus goes with his father on the Grampus. He goes to Canada and to the South Pacific. When Augustus is at home, we often go sailing on my boat. Sometimes we go sailing at night. October 25th, 1825. Augustus and I are on my boat. It's a beautiful, sunny day. Augustus is looking at the sea. I'm writing my diary. It's 7 o'clock. I say to Augustus, "We must go home." "Why?" says Augustus. "I like sailing at night. The sea is calm. It isn't windy." Augustus is right. We stay at sea. Then, the weather changes. The wind is very strong, and the waves are very high. It's dark, very dark. We're in danger. Very bad danger. There's a very high wave. "Augustus! Augustus, jump!" Augustus isn't moving. "Jump!" I'm in the water. I'm swimming. But the Ariel. Where's the Ariel? And where's Augustus? October 26th, 1825. Where am I? I'm in bed. I'm very tired. I remember last night. Augustus! Shh! Sleep, Arthur. It's Augustus's mother. Augustus is sleeping. It was a very bad storm. I'm sorry about your boat. I'm happy because you are alive. Don't tell my grandfather about the Ariel, I say. I sleep and sleep and sleep. I still want to go to sea. June 17th, 1827. It's 2 years later. I'm older now. I'm 20 years old. But I still have my dream. I want to be a sailor. Augustus is still my good friend. His father is still the captain of the Grampus. Augustus is helping his father. He's a sailor now. Augustus understands my dream. He wants to help me. We have a plan. My father doesn't know about our plan. My grandfather doesn't know about our plan. I can be a sailor. This is our plan. First, I get on the Grampus. Nobody must see me. Then, I must hide. I must hide in the hold. I must stay in the hold for some days. Augustus must bring me food and water. We must sail far away from Nantucket. Then, I can leave the hold. I can be a sailor. I can go to the South Pacific. June 18th, 1827. I'm on the Grampus. I'm hiding in the hold. Augustus knows I'm here. Nobody else on the ship knows I'm here. The hold is very dark. I can't see anything. I have some water, some food, and a candle. I have some pens, and I have some paper. I have some books to read. Augustus is a good friend. He brings food and water for me. I live in a box, and it's very small. It's 2 meters long, and it's 1.5 meters high. I must stay here, in the dark. We're waiting to sail. I'm happy, but a little afraid. June 19th, 1827. I'm still in the hold on the Grampus. We're still waiting to sail. I'm waiting for Augustus, but Augustus has a lot of things to do. I only have one candle. I must write quickly. I'm still happy about my adventure, but I'm still a little afraid. It's dark in the hold. June 20th, 1827. I'm still in the hold, but I'm at sea. The ship is sailing. I'm Arthur Gordon Pym, and I'm a sailor. Chapter 2. Where are you, Augustus? June 21st, 1827. I'm still in the hold on the Grampus. It's very difficult to write my diary. It's very dark. I have a lot of questions. Where's Augustus? Why doesn't he come? What time is it? I'm hungry now. I must stop writing. I must eat, and I must drink some water. Another day, June 1827. I'm worried. I'm sleeping a lot. I don't know the date. I don't know the time. I still have some water. I don't have any food. Where's Augustus? Augustus must come today. This morning there was a very bad storm. I don't feel well. I'm very hot, then I'm very cold. I'm sick. The next day, June 1827. I feel very sick. I'm worried. I don't want to die here on the Grampus. I want to sail. I want to explore. I'm sleeping all day. Now, I don't have any water. I have a very small piece of candle. I'm dying. Why doesn't Augustus come? Why? Augustus, please come soon. Another day, June 1827. What's that? I can hear a noise. Here! Augustus! Here! I call. Augustus doesn't answer. What's that noise? Is it an animal? Is it a rat? No, it's bigger than a rat. Is it a man? Is it a sailor? No, it's a dog. It's my dog. Tiger! Why are you here, Tiger? Am I dreaming? No. Tiger! You're really here! What's this on your leg? It's paper. Is it a message? Tiger is happy to see me. I'm very happy to see him. But I don't understand. Why is he here? I take the message from his leg. I must read it very quickly. My candle is dying. I can only read part of the message. Blood. Hide. You're in danger. What does Augustus mean? Is there a problem on the Grampus? The next day, June, 1827. I'm lying in my box. I'm very thirsty. Tiger is very thirsty too. Then, I hear someone. Arthur! I hear. Arthur! It's Augustus. I'm sorry, Arthur. Augustus gives me food and water. I drink half the water. I give half the water to Tiger. Potatoes! They are very good. Augustus has a candle. I can see him. I can see Tiger. Augustus is afraid. There are problems on the ship. He must go soon. Some of the sailors are bad, he says. I'm not free. They mustn't find us here. Come with me, I must go back. I go with Augustus. It's difficult to walk. June 30th, 1827. I'm still in the hold. I'm not in my box. Now I'm near Augustus's cabin. I must stay here with Tiger. Nobody must know. Augustus tells me everything. His father is dead. The sailors killed him. The first mate is the new captain of the Grampus. The sailors don't want to go fishing. They want to be pirates. One man, Dirk Peters, is a good man. He's helping Augustus. It's very dangerous for Dirk, for Augustus, and for me. July 3rd, 1827. I'm still in the hold. Augustus is still in his cabin. Dirk Peters brings food for Augustus every day. Dirk talks about the sailors. There are problems, he says. Some sailors want to go to the Caribbean. They want to be pirates. Some sailors want to go to the South Pacific. July 4th, 1827. I can hear Dirk. He's talking to Augustus. The sailors are very angry. They are fighting a lot. Why? Says Augustus. It's a very dangerous time, says Dirk. The first mate wants to go to the Caribbean. The cook wants to go to the South Pacific. All the sailors are fighting. July 6th, 1827. The weather is very bad today. The wind is very strong, and the waves are very high. It's a very dangerous storm. Augustus is afraid. Dirk comes to see him. It's very bad, he says. There are some problems with the Grampus. There are some problems with the ship. It's the storm. July 8th, 1827. The ship is moving very slowly. There are some problems after the storm. The first mate doesn't like Dirk Peters. He doesn't like Augustus. I'm happy about one thing. He doesn't know about me. A lot of the sailors like the first mate. He still wants to go to the Caribbean. Dirk wants to stop him. July 10th, 1827. There are a lot of problems on the Grampus. The first mate is killing people. He's killing the cook's friends. Dirk is also in danger. Augustus is in danger. Augustus and I talk. "We must tell Dirk about you," says Augustus. I come out of the hold. I meet Dirk, and we talk. Dirk is a very interesting man. He's very short, but very, very strong. He has no hair. On his head, he wears animal fur. His teeth are very big. The sailors are afraid of Dirk Peters. "We can take the Grampus," says Augustus. "We must be careful," says Dirk. "There are 3 of us, but there are 9 of them." "Yes," I say, "but we have Tiger." Chapter 3. My Good Idea. I don't have a diary for this part of my story, but I can remember everything. I can't forget these things. I can never forget them. The weather was fine. The sailors talked, but they didn't work. The Grampus sailed slowly. There were a lot of fights. "We want to go to the Pacific," said the cook and his friends. "No, the Caribbean," said the first mate and his friends. The next day, one of the sailors died. He was the cook's friend. The first mate killed the sailor. The first mate was a killer. Dirk was worried. "The sailors are talking about us," he said. "What are they saying?" said Augustus. "They want to kill you." "Why do they want to kill Augustus?" I said. "Because he's the captain's son." "We can't wait. We must fight the sailors," I said. "We must have the Grampus." "Yes, it must be today," said Dirk. "Yes, it must," Augustus said, "before the first mate kills us." Now the weather was bad. It was very windy. The waves were very high. The Grampus was in danger again. The sailors were in a cabin. Some of them talked. Some of them listened. Sailors usually like telling stories. They like listening to stories about the sea. Sailors also worry about bad things. They are afraid of ghosts. Augustus, Dirk, and I talked. There were 8 of them and 3 of us. It was important to make a good plan. "I have a very good idea," I said. "The first mate and his friends are in the cabin. There's a storm. They are all afraid. They are telling stories about the sea. They are telling ghost stories." "Why is that important?" said Augustus. "There are 8 of them. We must fight them. They must be afraid of us. Then we can win. A sailor died today. I must be his ghost. Remember, the sailors don't know about me. I must wear the dead sailor's shirt." "That's a very good idea," said Dirk. "We have 2 guns. I'm very strong." "A ghost," said Augustus. "I like the plan." "We must wait until night," said Dirk. "Then we must fight the sailors." It was night. The sailors were still in the cabin. The wind was very strong, and the waves were very, very high. I was a ghost. I had the dead sailor's shirt. I had blood on my face. "Now," said Dirk. "Oh!" I shouted.
"Who's there?"
shouted the first mate. He was afraid. I walked into the sailor's cabin.
"A ghost! It's a ghost!"
shouted the cook. He was also afraid. Bang! Bang! Then again, bang! Bang! The first mate, the cook, and 2 other men were dead. "Fight! Fight!" shouted Augustus. "Tiger!" I shouted. There was a very long fight. Then, the fight ended. 5 sailors were dead. Augustus was hurt. I was alive, and Dirk was alive. Another man was alive too. His name was Parker. "Tiger!" I called. "Where's Tiger?" "He's dead. I'm sorry," said Augustus. Tiger helped me. Tiger was a good dog. Tiger was dead. I was sad. I didn't have any time to think. The storm was very bad. The wind was very, very strong. "We must throw the dead sailors and Tiger into the sea," said Dirk. "I'm sorry." He was right. Parker was good. He helped us. He helped us with the Grampus. "This is a very bad storm," he shouted. "We must be quick. The ship is in danger." We worked and worked. The Grampus was a big ship. It was difficult to sail. Now there were only 4 of us. Me, Augustus, Dirk, and Parker. We were at sea, at night, in the middle of a very bad storm. Chapter 4. No Food, No Water. The storm was very bad. The wind was very strong, and the waves were now very high. The Grampus didn't have any sails. The ship was in danger.
"Ropes!"
shouted Dirk. It was difficult to hear.
"We must have ropes!"
"Why?" I shouted.
"We must use ropes! We must tie the ropes to the ship! We must put the ropes around us! Watch me!"
"Help!" shouted Augustus. Augustus was hurt. His arm was hurt. Parker helped him. "You must tie yourself to the ship," said Parker. "The waves are very high. You mustn't go into the sea." It was a very long night. My arms and my legs hurt. The ropes hurt them. It was difficult to see, and it was difficult to hear. There was a lot of noise from the storm. There was a lot of noise from the ship. And Augustus? My friend was hurt. "Augustus, please don't die," I said to myself. The next day the weather changed. Now the sun was very hot. It wasn't windy. I opened my eyes. It was very bad. Now the Grampus wasn't a ship. It was a piece of wood. "Help!" shouted Augustus. I had a knife. I used the knife to cut my ropes. It was very difficult to stand up. Then I cut the ropes from Augustus. He didn't move. I cut the ropes from Dirk and Parker. They helped me with Augustus. My friend was very sick. The next days, or weeks, were like a bad dream. We didn't have any food. We didn't have any water. The sea was very calm. We tried to open the cabin door. It didn't move. There was food in there. We wanted the food. Dirk tried. Parker tried. I tried. The cabin door didn't move. One morning, Parker said,
"One of us must die. We must eat that person. We need food, and we need water."
It was very bad, but it was true.
"We need 4 pieces of wood, 3 long pieces, and 1 short piece,"
said Parker.
Everyone must choose a piece. The person with a short piece must die.
It was very bad.
"Now, we must choose,"
said Parker. The first man was Dirk. His piece of wood was long. The second man was Augustus. His piece of wood was long too. Now there were 2 of us, Parker and me. And then it was time. Parker's piece of wood? It was short. My piece of wood was long. Dirk killed Parker. "Now we must drink his blood," said Dirk. "Yes, and we must eat him," I said. Now there were only 3 of us, Augustus, Dirk, and me. It was July. Was it July 19th? It was an important day. The sea was calm, but it rained. Water to drink. But it was very difficult to catch the rain. We had some water, but now we were hungry again. The next day the weather was very bad again. The waves were very high, and it was windy. Another storm. But the storm was short, and we were safe. "Look!" shouted Augustus. "What's that?" There was a small hole in the cabin door. "Dirk, look!" I shouted. "We can open the cabin door." Dirk opened the door. The cabin was under the water. Dirk disappeared into the water. Then he shouted, "Food! I have some food!" I went into the hole. It was difficult to see under the water. "A cup!" I shouted. "I have a cup! Now we can catch the rain!" We were so happy. "I want to swim in the cabin," said Augustus. "You can't, Augustus," said Dirk. "Your arm is very bad." Now it was August 1st. It was a very bad day. In the morning, Augustus was very sick. "Here's some water, my friend," I said. "Thank you, Arthur." Then he was quiet. My friend, Augustus, died. There were now two of us, Dirk and me. "Put him into the sea," said Dirk. "He was a good boy." We were very sad. We put him into the sea. The days were very long. Sometimes it rained. Then we had water. We didn't have any food. One morning, there were some sharks around the Grampus. It was very dangerous. Then, in the afternoon, we had another storm. It was very bad. Chapter 5. We see a ship. The waves were very high. Dirk and I were very afraid. The Grampus wasn't safe. The storm was bad in the afternoon. In the evening, the storm was still very bad. It was difficult to stand up on the ship. There were sharks in the water. I was afraid of the sharks, and Dirk was afraid of the sharks. There was a noise. Then, I was in the sea. I was in the water. The water was dark. The waves were very big. Where were the sharks? "Dirk! Dirk!" I shouted. "Where are you, Dirk?" There was the Grampus. "Arthur! Arthur! Where are you? Arthur! Arthur!" It was Dirk. He was on the ship. "Take my hand!" he shouted. He helped me. Now I was on the Grampus. "Thank you, Dirk. Thank you," I shouted. Now the sea was calm. We were still very hungry. We had some rain, so we had water to drink. The days were very long. Then, one day, Dirk shouted, "Wake up! Wake up!" "What is it?" "A ship!" On the horizon, there was a ship. We watched and watched. We watched for hours. The ship was now near us. "It's a big ship," said Dirk. "They can see us! They can see us!" I said. We waited. "I can see the people," said Dirk. "Oh no! Oh no!" I looked at the ship too. There were people on the ship. They were all dead. There were rats on the ship. It was very bad. It was a ghost ship. It was a bad dream. There wasn't anybody to help us. The ship disappeared from the horizon. I was ready to die. We didn't have any food. We didn't have any water. There were sharks all around us. Then, there it was, on the horizon, a sail, a small, white sail. I didn't want to tell Dirk. He was very quiet. Then he said, "A ship. Is that a ship?" "Yes," I said. We were afraid. Was it really true? Was this really a ship? It was. The ship was quite near us now. There were sailors on the ship. "I can read its name," said Dirk. "Its name is the Jane Guy." It was a British ship. What was their destination? Where were we? The sailors and the captain of the Jane Guy were very kind men. They didn't ask any questions. We were happy to be on their ship. We were very tired. We were also very hungry. We were also very, very thirsty.
Drink some water. Eat some food,
said the captain. His name was Captain Guy. What's your destination? I asked, later.
The Indian Ocean. We are fishing. We also have some things on our ship. People can buy them. We have gold and silver. We have fur. We have plates, knives, and forks.
Where are we now? Said Dirk.
We're near Brazil.
Where did you start? I asked.
Liverpool,
he said.
Then Cape Verde. Now we must go past the Cape of Good Hope. Our destination is Kerguelen's Land. I want to visit the islands in the South Indian Ocean. Then I want to go back west. Patagonia, or the Auroras.
I was happy. The Jane Guy was a good ship. I was a sailor. My time on the Grampus was a bad dream. Oh, Augustus, why did you die? The weather was good. It stayed good for weeks. On September 16th, there was a storm. We were near the Cape of Good Hope. I remembered the storms on the Grampus. This time, we were safe. One day, a sailor shouted,
"Land! Kerguelen's Land!"
said Captain Guy.
It's October 18th. We are at Kerguelen's Land.
The sailors were all happy. Kerguelen's Land in the Indian Ocean is an island. It has another name too, Desolation Island. There are no people there, but it's a good place for fishing. We didn't stay for very long.
I want to go west tomorrow,
said Captain Guy one day.
We must take water with us. Get water from the island.
What's our destination? I said.
Tristan da Cunha, the South Atlantic. Can we find the South Pole?
Oh, yes! I was very happy. I was a sailor, and now an explorer. Now I had time to write my diary. An explorer must write a diary. November 5th, 1827. We are now at Tristan da Cunha. It's a beautiful island. We have very good food here. We eat chicken, vegetables, and fruit every day. The sailors are happy to be here, but we must leave soon. Captain Guy wants to look for the Auroras. Nobody knows where they are. Are they really there? November 20th, 1827. We can't find the Auroras. They aren't there. Captain Guy now wants to go south. The weather is very good. He wants to look for the South Pole. Chapter 6. Antarctica. December 12th, 1827. We are going to Antarctica. The weather is beautiful, but cold. The sea is calm, and it isn't very windy. There isn't very much ice. Dirk is happy. We must be the first men to find the South Pole. December 26th, 1827. We can see islands of ice now. It snowed yesterday. It's very cold. The ship is moving very slowly. The ice is dangerous, but I want to find the South Pole. January 1st, 1828. The weather is very bad today. It's very cold and very windy. I don't want to go back. We can't move because of the ice. January 2nd, 1828. The weather is good today. There isn't any ice in front of the ship. The sea is calm. We can sail south. January 17th, 1828. This is a very good day. We can see islands on the horizon. We are the first sailors to come here. We are the first sailors to come so far south. We visited one of the islands this morning. There were some large white birds. There was also a canoe there. Are there any people in Antarctica? January 19th, morning. It's light all day and all night. This morning, we can see some large islands. Captain Guy wants to visit them. We need water and we need food. January 19th, afternoon. What a good day! The captain, Dirk, and I and some sailors visited the island. There are people on the island. They are very different from us. They speak a different language. They wear black fur. They are very strong. Are they friendly? We think they are. They have lots of food and very good water. They have 4 canoes. The canoes are very long. We stayed on the island for 3 hours. January 20th, 1828. One of the people visited the Jane Guy today. He is a very important man. His name is Too-Wit. He had some things for Captain Guy, some fish, some fur, and some vegetables. Is he friendly? I don't know. We want to leave the island tomorrow. We want to go to the South Pole. Too-Wit wants us to visit the island. He wants all the sailors to visit the island. He wants to say goodbye. I think it's a bad idea. Very bad things happen to us on the island. Too-Wit and his people are not friendly at all. 32 sailors visited the island that morning. 6 sailors stayed on the Jane Guy. Dirk and I are still alive. All the others are dead. We went to the island in the morning. Too-Wit's village was far away. We walked and walked. Then, Too-Wit disappeared. Too-Wit's friends also disappeared. "Be careful," said Dirk. "There are rocks. They're coming down the mountain. Too-Wit and his friends are throwing the rocks." "There's a hole. We must hide," I said. 2 minutes later, rocks started to come down from the mountain. Too-Wit and his friends were killers. Soon, all the sailors and Captain Guy were dead. It was very quiet.
"Run!"
shouted Dirk.
"Run to the Jane Guy!"
There wasn't any time. Too-Wit's friends were on the Jane Guy. "A canoe!" I shouted. "Run! Look! One of Too-Wit's friends! He's behind us!" We were at the canoe. I jumped in. Dirk jumped in, and Too-Wit's friend jumped in. "Stop him!" I shouted. The man was in the canoe. He was hurt. Then, bang! It was the Jane Guy. It was very bad. It was the end of that beautiful ship. We were safe. Dirk and I were in the canoe with one of Too-Wit's friends. Nunu was the name of Two-Wit's friend. He was hurt, and he was afraid. "We can't go north. We must go south," said Dirk. "We can find more islands." The days were very long. There weren't any islands. But Nunu did a lot of fishing. We had food. Dirk killed a bird one day, a large white bird.
"Tikalili!"
called the bird. Nunu was afraid of the bird. The weeks are very long. We are tired now. I think it's March. We are going south. We are going to the South Pole. The sea is the color of milk now. We often hear, "Tikalili!" Nunu is very sad. He's afraid of the noise. He's afraid of "Tikalili! Tikalili!" The sea is white. It's warm. Am I dreaming? Now the water is hot. The sky is beautiful. We can see the colors of the aurora borealis. We can still hear the birds. "Tikalili! Tikalili!" The sea is dark now. The water is hot. Ash is coming up from the sea. White ash is on the canoe. It's dark now. We can see a curtain of white ash in front of us on the horizon. We are moving slowly. We are near the curtain. There are a lot of large white birds now. "Tikalili! Tikalili!" Nunu is very afraid again. Dirk takes Nunu's hand, but Nunu dies. "Tikalili! Tikalili!" The curtain of white ash is very near now. Dirk and I are very quiet. Then, in the dark, we see the curtain. It's moving. It's opening. There's a strange man, but he isn't a man. He's very big. What is he? And his body is white. It's very, very white. The color of snow. The end. Note from Mr. Edgar Allan Poe. Dear readers, Arthur Gordon Pym died on Friday. The story was in all the newspapers. He didn't finish his book. We must find Dirk Peters. I have some questions for him. What did you find at the South Pole? How did you come back from the South Pole? Who was the big man? These are important questions. Best wishes, Edgar Allan Poe.